upcoming activities are posted in convenient places to help students stay on track. Students are constantly encouraged to remind them of their goals and responsibilities. They follow class routines and understand what they are expected to achieve each day and how they are to go about it. So Chinese students may more motivated. And this one is the collaborative learning. So learning through collaboration is one of the most effective forms of learning. So many Chinese teachers try to use this method in the class to save time or improve the efficiency. They organize collaborative writing, group projects, joint problem solving, debates, and more. So maybe the Chinese educational situation is not very good now, but I think if we want to change the situation radically, maybe the government should make some policies to improve the quality of the education, I think. So this is my part. And one thing I have forgot to mention, because maybe at the end of the class we will have the topic for us to have a debate. So, welcome my partner.
Okay, my part is classroom culture in China. I divided into 3 parts. One is curriculum design, and then classroom management, the last classroom atmosphere. The first one is curriculum design. This is the the subject in middle school. You can see in the picture, in the morning, we usually have 4 classes. So, for example, in the Monday we have Chinese, English, physicals, chemistry. In the afternoon, we usually have 3 or 4 classes. But at night, we also have class. So you can see, for the whole day, we maybe have 10 or 12 classes. Wow, what's the feeling? Why we have so many classes in the whole day? Because we need to take the exam, 中考. This exam is very important because if we want to enter the prestigious high university, we need to take this exam. But this exam, the content of the exam contains all these subjects, including English, Chinese, math, politics, history, and PE also included. So that's why we have to take so many classes in the whole day. Let's move to curriculum schedule. We usually have self-study. In some school, we usually have morning. We have self-study. At night, we also have self-study. In the morning, this Chinese and English are the self-study because at morning we need to recite Chinese poems. For example, if Monday is Chinese self-study, we need to read aloud to remember poems. But if Tuesday is English, we need to remember words in order to pass the exam. Okay? The self-study usually have 40 minutes. 40 minutes. This is the curriculum in the middle school. We usually content these subjects. So this is curriculum design for high school. There's something special in our country. We usually have chance to choose which you are interested in. If you're interested in science, you need to choose chemistry, physics, biology. But Chinese, English, math are compulsory subjects. Whether you choose science or arts, you also need to choose these 3 subjects. So there is another exam, 高考. So if you want to enter the prestigious university, you have to take this exam. But this exam is different. It's different from because we can choose 2. For example, science or arts. If you choose science, you need to take science exam. If you choose arts, you need to take arts exam. So let's watch some videos about 高考.
Tonight, unwinding, China's top school students cram for exams to decide who becomes tomorrow's leaders.
China depends on us.
On these crisis school fees, some of my classmates are sick because of depression.
And in a nation of only children, there's plenty of stress for parents as well.
Success is approaching. Don't make silly mistakes.
Trying to be number 1 in a billion.
1, 2.
China proud. Next, unwinding.
Welcome to YA. I'm on a factory floor. It's elite cars and clothes we're watching. This is how China's...
Or you can have that many opportunity.
Into the college of my choice.
I think the immense pressure we feel comes from our parents. Their expectations are too high because they only have 1 child. The competition is fierce. Every student studies very hard and every student is very smart.
On the banks of the Yangtze River lies one of the fastest growing cities in the world, Chongqing, with 12 million inhabitants. Chongqing boasts one of the largest, most elite public high schools in China, Bashu Middle School No. 2. The senior class heads to the courtyard for a welcoming assembly. It's the first day of school.
校长，非常高兴的看到我们每位同学，我们中国全中国人民最辛苦的人是我们高三的学生。
The students at Bashu are preparing for the infamous National College Entrance Exam, known in China as the Gaokao. Over 10 million kids all across China will take the exam in 2008. It's practically the only ticket to enter university, and in today's capitalist China, a college degree is essential for securing a well-paid job.
未来的10年，我们有可能。
So this video shows some features about our exam 高考. Also, 2 parts is classroom management. There are some difference between our country and the Western country because in our classroom we usually have fixed class number. That means we do not have the chance to select the subjects we are interested in, usually in high school or middle school. Because I know in some Western countries, such as for example, in the high school, students usually have the chance to choose subjects which they are interested in, such as philosophy or Latin or something they are interested in. But in China, we do not have the chance to choose. We usually have fixed class member. We usually have class leader, but I also want to know in your country, in the class, you usually have class leader? Yes? No? We usually have group leader. The third part is a classroom atmosphere. So we can watch the video. You can feel some classroom atmosphere. So you need to pay attention. Try to find the difference between in China and other countries. So be careful. What's the difference? Chairs? Yeah. Same. How about what?
The best chair.
The best? Chairs. See. Another? Can you pay attention to the gesture? We usually, when we have class, we will do like this. Because in middle school or primary school, the teacher do not allow the students to have more gesture like the teacher do not allow us to have some actions. We usually do not allow to talk to our partners or classmates. We usually do not we are not allowed to drink water. We can't do it. So that's my part. Thank you.
So now I talk something about Chinese exam system. Here I think in Western country, the high school, maybe you are just playing and dating and parties. I think it should be very, very fun and very interesting. But for our Chinese, our high school is very simple. Studying, eating, sleeping, seldom free time for you to develop many hobbies. No, just exam, studying, and yeah. So let's see, it is a good thing or bad thing. Because we have a big population, so the competition is very fierce. For this exam system, I think the positive thing, the first one, is create a very fair chance to everyone. If you are poor and your family can't give you much support for you to get any university, here is a chance. We have a national exam for everyone. So if you are smart enough, you can jump out and enter to the very famous university. So high school is a gap. Before high school, everyone is working so hard and they're studying a lot. After high school, we are playing. For example, in university, 4 years in university, we play a lot. We develop hobbies, swimming and outdoor activities. You can do anything. The exam is very simple. But before university, high school and middle school, just studying, the competition is very fierce. So there's a joke. Someone said if you put the same effort during your 4 years university life, after you graduate from university, you can apply any famous school in this world. Maybe Harvard, maybe Princeton or Columbia University. Any university you can go in if you put the same effort as you do in the high school. So it is create a very fair chance for everyone. The second one is because the exam, we have exam during the high school, we have exam every week and every month, and there are 4 big exams during a semester. So at the end of the big exam, we will publish the grade. We will publish and we rank from 1 to 100. So you can see which level you are in. Also, we divide different levels classes. The most high and different classes. Every year we change. For example, as the first year in high school, you perform very good. So you have a high grade. So you will be in the very top classes. But the second year, you give up and you don't want to work hard anymore. Then you will divide in some other classes. The grades are republic, so the competition is very fierce and stressful. But only for this way, you don't want to working so hard, you don't want to learn, someone will push you. You have to learn. Because someone will push you, so you will, more or less, you will learn a lot of things from high school. The negative things is, yes, creative thinking, I think, because teacher will tell you what is the right answer. Answer only one, and the answer is there. If you remember, you will get a good mark. But if you don't remember the answers, then the other free thinking answers maybe it is right, but it's not this one. So you have no point. So I think the most negative thing is creative thinking. People are thinking in the same way. Rote learning. The second one is too much stress. Every day we just working so hard and study a lot. We have less time to develop many hobbies, so we pay much more attention on the theory instead of the practice. So that's all. Thank you.
Now I will introduce the college life in China to you. My presentation mainly includes the changes of life in middle school and the life in college school, and there are mainly 4 parts. The first is the freedom of life, and the second part is our relationship between teachers and students. In the third part is the curriculum settings. Includes our school hours, our homework and examination. And the fourth part is the leisure time after class. Let's first look at the freedom of life. In middle school, because of the college entrance examination, students are forbidden to have fair. If someone was caught on a date with the opposite sex, he or she will be punished by school. Do you have these rules in Spain? To make new friends, such as the fancy dress ball, hiking, barbecue, and so on. Now let's see the relationship between teachers and students. In middle school, teachers are dominant. Students should respect their teachers and are even in awe of them. They always do what the teachers say. But in college, the teacher-student relationship is more equal. Students still respect their teachers, but they don't feel fear anymore. Students dare to question their professors in the academic areas, and teachers become friends of students who can give them many useful suggestions in study and life. Now let's see the curriculum settings. In middle school, maybe most students need to study from 7 o'clock in the morning to 10:30 in the evening. And do you study from 7 o'clock in the morning in middle school here? No, I think maybe our Chinese really very hardworking. And the study time is set by school and everyone should obey. The course contests are arranged by school too. But in college, learning time is flexible. Students can choose when to study and when to have a rest according to their own situations. Besides the compulsory course, students have lots of elective courses to choose according to their own interests. And about homework, in middle school, students have a large amount of homework every day. Maybe you should use 3 or even 4 hours to finish your homework every day. But in college, the amount of homework reduced significantly. Usually there is only 1 or 2 assignments for students to complete in the whole semester. And the form of homework changed too, from mainly the exercises, which aim to cope with the college entrance examination, to dissertations or experiment reports, which aim to improve the level of our academic research. And about examination. In middle school, there are lots of different kinds of tests and exams for students every month or even every week. Students' main study purpose is to gain high marks in the college entrance examination. But in college, usually there are just 2 exams, the midterm exam and the final exam. The evaluation criteria for students are considered in many aspects, including the exam scores, their assignments, class attendance rates, and students' social practice, and so on. And now let's see our leisure time after class. In middle school, there are several interest communities, such as the street dance club or drama club, but the number is very limited. The majority of the students don't participate in any of these interest communities because of the heavy workload. But in college, the kinds of these interest communities are diverse, such as the cycling club, the table tennis association, the calligraphy association, and others. Most of the students will participate in 1 or 2 or even more interest communities. Now let's look at some of these communities which have the Chinese characteristics. First is the calligraphy association. The calligraphy lovers gather together to practice their calligraphy. Sometimes they will hold some calligraphy competitions or exhibitions. Here you can see some of the works. Yes. And also we have Han Style Clothing Association. Hanfu, it is a typical clothing for the Han nationality in China. Some Han style clothing lovers participate in this association to design the Han style clothes by themselves and will hold some fashion shows. Here is and some beautiful ladies wearing the hanfu. And we also have Chinese chess club. There are many outstanding Chinese lovers players in this club. They are interested in compete with each other, and if you want to learn how to play, they will be very glad to teach you. And also, we have the voluntary teaching activities. In the summer vacation, many university students would like to join in the voluntary teaching activities in the countryside. In those places, the children live a hard life and may not be able to go to school because of poverty. During the activities, the university students will help the children with their homework and teach them some extracurricular knowledge. This is the featured event of the normal university in China. And here is some students at their classrooms. Yes. And the students reading a book. It is broken, not very new. Yes. And this is taken by my last summer vacation. The students all sleep together and we should look after them when they're sleeping. And now, here are some thoughts about our college life. Maybe we can broaden our horizon when we enter the college, and also we have more freedom and more activities. We can not only learn knowledge, but can also learn the practical life skills. For example, how to get along with others, how to deal with the emergency situation, and so on. We can lay the foundation for the future work and life after graduation. But although life in middle school is very tiring and it is unforgettable too, it is the time when everyone finds paths for their own dreams. And this is all about my presentation. Thank you very much.
It ranks the status of teachers in many countries. This is the index. As you can see, China and Greece and Turkey is ranked the top 3, and China is the number 1. This is the same as you think. Chinese teacher is got very high status. Yes. See. Actually, many people think this is undeserved. Ranking the number 1. And in old days, it is real, and teachers have many respect from their students and students' parents. And a 荀子 said, 师云亦云, 师云而云, means that we should obey whatever the teacher said. We should follow the teachers, whatever he said. But until the Qing dynasty, the Emperor Qin Shi Huang have a policy and made the teacher's status decline. But generally speaking, in the old days, the ancient times, Chinese teacher always keep a really high position. This is a story about an idiom called 城门立雪. This man in yellow dress is a teacher called Cheng Yi, and this is his student, and come to to visit him. And but when he arrived, the teacher is sleeping, and he doesn't want to wake him up, and he just waiting. But then the snow fall down, and he's very cold, but still waiting outside the doors. And when the teacher go out and say, "Why you still waiting here? It's so cold." And he said, I don't want to disturb you." And this is become obedient now, 承门立学, showing the respect to their teachers. And this is a big event happened in 1960 to 1970s and called Cultural Revolution. And with this event, and many China's teacher staff dramatically degrade, and all the teachers and some intellectuals being beaten or murdered, even murdered. And other people, we call them 臭老九. 臭老九, speaking old nice. It's insult word to insult the Chinese teacher. And it's totally changed. People will burn their books, all the books, and let the teachers or some intellectuals to do many things and beating them. And nowadays it rises again, but never get back to the ancient times. Never get back to the recent time, ancient times. Yes. But still, the research shows that 50% of Chinese parents will encourage their children to be a teacher, and many pupils still respect their teacher. And being a teacher has advantage, like this is a stable job. It's not easy to lose the jobs, and have regular income, and do not have many change. The income always regular. And have long holidays. We have summer holidays and winter holidays for the spring festival. And people always respect to the teacher, thinking teacher is a great job. And because this advantage led many people to choose this occupation as their jobs. But some people still really love the job, like the teacher of the left behind children. Although they don't have many incomes, actually many of them do not have any income, but they still love to doing these jobs. And some disadvantage. Although the salary is regular, but it's really low. And this is the teacher's buying power. And you can see China is there. So it's almost the last one. Yes. So it's really low. We don't have so many money to buy stuff. And the teacher's workload is too much. And many of them are still hurt their healthy and make them in a sub-health state. And the relationship between teacher and students and teacher with their students' parents is complicated sometimes. And many people don't want to do this job because they need to face to these complicated things. This is my comment.
This is my comment.
like to introduce a typical parenting style in China. That is the helicopter parents. Helicopter means a plane who always hover above your head and controlling you and want you to obey to them. So they are expect that children will follow them without exception. Children have little to no involvement in problem-solving challenge or obstacles. If children challenge the rules or ask why, they are usually told, because I say so. Children are not usually given the reason for rules, and there is little room for negotiation between child and their parents. So helicopter parents may use punishment instead of consequences. Like maybe it's not the physical punishment, maybe it's something spiritual punishment, or like you need to finish the homework today. You can't delay to finish it like this. Or some parents may use some sticks, maybe the belt, belt. Yes, but will not hit their children. Maybe it's just want to scare them. Just want to scare them, okay? Yes. It happened. And how did they foster their children in such way? Example, maybe some of you will know this name, Tiger Mother, Amy Lee Chow. And she is American-born Chinese. She has 2 children, 2 daughters anyway. And the Tiger Mother who raises such stereotypically successful kids. One of her daughter can play violins wonderfully, and the other can play the piano also. Gymnastics. Okay, my English suffer a lot because of Spanish. Yeah, many Western mothers think either subjecting academic success is not good for children, or parents need to foster the idea that learning is fun. What do you think? I'll give you some rules her children cannot do. You will see. Attend a sleepover, cannot. Have a play day, cannot. Be in a school play, cannot. Complain about not being in a school play, totally cannot. Watch TV or play computer game, no. No any negotiation between the Tiger Mother and her daughters. How about choose their own extracurricular activities? No, they have no that freedom to choose. They need to follow by their mothers. Get any grades less than A is really dangerous. If the daughters get any grade less than A, maybe the mother will punish them. Like today, you need to be hard work until midnight, like that. Yeah, and not be the #1 student in every subject except gym and drama. This is the expectation the Tiger Mother expect their daughters to do. And play any instrument other than the piano or violin. So it's too strict and too sticky, I think. Not play the piano or violin, cannot. So such rules are Tiger Mother insists her 2 daughters to do every day. So we can see. And what do we think about such incredible rules?
It's not reasonable.
Yes, not reasonable and even not acceptable. Yeah, for us, for our Chinese people, I think it's not acceptable also. And how may this parenting style affect the children? Okay, please.
Have you lived in your parents?
No, my parents is not that kind of. Yeah. So I will talk to you, continue. Yeah. They will have some negative effects, you know. Power over their children can be or become too involved in their life, which will affect their ability to get on with others, of course. And helicopter parenting behavior will lead to the higher level of depressions, decrease the satisfaction with life, and lower levels of perceived autonomy. And they have some positive effect, do you think? No. No? No? See? Cloud? Can you explain some?
Always looking the right side of life.
Can pass all the exams, right? And be the best student in the class. This may be the positive effect, but I don't think so. Indeed, such overbearing parenting style must have some influence on their children. And these underlying rules, I think, is because of her over-expectation and the title mother, her occupation is a lawyer. So lawyer is always like, I'm so authoritative or I'm strict because the title mother is a lawyer. So I think why she is so strict, maybe because of her career. Possible reason of such parenting style, not only because of the Confucian philosophy, filial piety. Yeah, we call it xiao. These words above means elder people or senior people, and below this character, that means younger generation or sons or daughters. So, xiao means it's a word to respect your parents or respect the elder generations. Whenever in ancient China or in modern Chinese, the younger generation should be good to their parents, to show love, respect, and support, and display of courtesy. In more general terms, filial piety means to be good to their parents, to take care of one's parents, to engage in good conduct, not just towards parents, but also outside the home, so as to bring a good name to one's parents or ancestors. To perform the duty of one's job well, so as to obtain the material, means to support parents as well. Not to be rebellious and such things. It's about xiao in China. And but what Chinese parents understand is that nothing is fun until you are good at it. Wow. Yeah. To get good at anything, you have to work, and children on their own never want to work, which is why it's crucial to override their preferences. This often requires the fortitude on the part of the parents, because the child will resist. Things are always hardest at the beginning, which is where Western parents tend to give up. But if done properly, the Chinese strategy produces virtual circle, or persistent practice is crucial for excellence. Rote repetitions is underrated in American. I use the term Western because I think maybe the parenting style in each country will be different, absolutely different. But it depends on the person and to person, I think. So about the cultural stereotypes, I think some of you may think Chinese children are always like that kind of parents. And Western parents will be more respect their children's individuality and encourage them to pursue their true passions. But by contrast, the Chinese believe that the best way to protect their children is by parenting them for the future, let them see what they are capable of, and arming them with skills, work habits, and inner confidence that no one can ever take away. But in my family, my mother is quite strict, like authoritarian mother. But my father is like a compliment with my mother. He is a man who will support me every time and will give me more freedom to choose, or will support the idea in my inner works. So I think it's not all the Chinese families or Chinese parents will like that kind of tiger mother. It's just a small amount of parents who look like a tiger mother. So Chinese parents are always that kind of style. I think it's kind of stereotype sometimes. So it's not actually, it's a cultural stereotype. But undoubtedly, most of Chinese parents do not fit into just one category. I mean, there may be times they are more authoritarian, and times they tend to be more authoritative. Authoritative means they will adjust their expectation to the needs or demands of their children. So, not always be like the authoritarian parents. They may adjust their parenting style from time to time or vary from child to child. Yes, and I have a conclusion. No matter what parenting ways Chinese parents do, it's only part of a child's education. I think the school's education is also very vital. Some parents may like to be a tiger mother, and others may like to be uninvolved in their children's life. It sounds like go to two extremes. So both of these parenting styles go to the extreme and damage their children's personality. Sure it is. Taking on more of a friend role than a parent role, I think is more likely to friendly. And like my father, we are good friends. We will share many things from my life or from his thoughts. So we are a good friend. We get along with each other very well. We like friends to share things together. And we have to admit some inappropriate parenting styles could still be found in China, even in some Western countries. But we are changing, so we do our next generations. Yes, so maybe you will see the next generation of us will be more flexible and have more freedom to choose what they like. Yes, so we are changing now. Yeah, and this is my part. And now turn to the last part. Then we will have a debate. So.
Firstly, I want to explain something about our freedom of love in middle school. Actually, is that in fact that our parents have totally forbidden us to find, for example, find my boyfriend during the junior high school, senior high school. But
the student will secretly do these things. And you can see that the girl and the boy hold their hands on the street, but if their teacher comes, they just do this, pretend they don't know each other. And this is very normal things in China. And I have a question in that, do you have some homework in summer holiday or winter holiday?
Yes.
A lot of it or?
A reasonable amount.
Okay. And about weekend, except you need to go to school during the weekday. And do you have some extra classes during the weekend?
No.
No. But it's normal for our Chinese students. We have a lot of class, a lot of homework to do. And now this is my part, is something about the cram school. Do you know about the cram school? And so my content will be divided into two parts. Firstly, I want to tell you what is cram school. And then I want to give you a presentation about the present situation of the cram school in China, the rise of cram school in China, and the advantages or disadvantages of cram school. And what is the cram school? Cram school are specialized schools that train their students to meet particular goals, mostly commonly to pass the entrance examination of high schools or universities. And here are two types of cram school. Firstly, is about some English class. For example, my parents wants me to learn different kind of things in my childhood. For example, I have learned dancing for over 8 years when I was a little girl, and I learned Chinese calligraphy for more than 2 years, and I learned painting, and I learned skating, and this is something about the interest class, such as the painting, the dancing, the piano, or the calligraphy. And this class is just such as parents want us to have more hobbies in our daily life, and we often have this kind of cram school named tutorial classes. For example, we need to have extra classes, extra time to learn Chinese, to learn physics, to learn math, to learn chemistry. And here are some of the present situation of cram school in China. And cram school in China, including the interest class or the tutorial class. And here are the two data, two examples to show you. And for example, my mother, she is a kindergarten teacher, and she in her class has totally 38 kids in one class, in my mother's class, and 100% of them have interest class or have the tutorial class. And in the kindergarten, you know that there's a child from 2 to 6 years old, and such a little girl and little boy, they need to learn a lot of things during their childhood. So actually in China, we students or our children don't have a lot of time to do our own activities. And we need to have a lot of class, and even more than maybe more than 8% of the little child have more than one interest class in a week. So in other words, it means that they need to attend every class in the kindergarten, in the primary school, and they also need to occupy their leisure time to attend extra class to learn more things. And in the primary school, the situation is the same. For example, my grandmother, she is a primary school teacher, and in her class there are more than 56 students in one class in a primary school. And there are more than 95% of the primary school students have interest class in the weekend. And there are more than 75% of them have 2 or more interest class.
during the weekday. And why we have so many kind of cram school in China? Because we have a large of population, and from this large population, in other words, we have a lot of students. And during the database, we have more than 150 billion students, including the kindergarten, primary school, senior high school, junior high school, and university. And there are only 900, how to say this? Yes, I'm poor at math. And you can know that only very little percent of students have the chance to go into the university. So our students need to study very hard in order to pass the entrance university examination. And there are some fundamental reasons about the cram school. Firstly, is examination-oriented education system. In our Chinese people's mind, maybe the only way to select excellent students is through the examination. So we have the examination-oriented education system. And I know that in Western country, there are another kind of education system. It's totally opposite about us. It's a quality-oriented education system. So it means that we just need to study. And for example, in our senior high school, we have a class since 7:40 in the morning, and we have 4 class in the morning, 4 class in the afternoon, and there are 5 weekdays, right? And we need to study the whole 5 weekdays, and even on Saturday, we need to go to school, have the whole day class on the school. It's an extra class, and the school, our teacher will force us to go to school on a Saturday. And on Sunday, we still need to go to school for the half day. And on the Sunday afternoon, I need to go to the entrance school to have some extra class. So there are 7 days for a week. But I need to stay at the school more than 6.5 days. And the only half days left, I also need to learn a lot of things. So actually, I don't have leisure time during my senior high school or junior high school. So of course, I don't have any time to fall in love with a boy. So there are some objective courses about the race of cram school in China. Firstly, I just mentioned that it's a large base figure of population, and it's a great employment situation. It's very hard for the students who graduate from the university to find a job. And with the drive of economic advantage, and in China, if you are a tutor in Chinese, you can earn a lot of money through this job. For example, you can totally earn more than 10,000 yuan per month, maybe just almost 2,000 euros per week for a teacher. Yes, in China, you can earn a lot of money. And other subjective courses, and the parents wish the students can study very well. And in Chinese parents' mind, they think that only if you study very well, you can be a good child. And the study grades, your grades or your result of examination is to judge you whether you are good children or not. And for my mother, if I didn't do well in my examination, she will get very angry and say that you need to study harder and harder, and next time you must to do better in the examination. And the parents want our kids to obey their order, and we actually don't have enough right for our own choice, including to choose our own major. And of course, the pressure of future career. And maybe there are little confusion in our Chinese people's mind, because we think that only if you have a very high degree of education, you can have a great chance to find a good job. Here are some pictures about the tutorial school or interest class. For example, because I just mentioned that my parents, my mother and my grandmother, they are all the teachers. So actually in my home, there are also primary school. And this is a picture I let my mother to send to me. And you can see that the students all sit a table all around and they write a lot of homework. And this is my grandmother. And you can see that this is a primary school student. They finish school at the 6 o'clock p.m. and all of them need to go my home and to have extra class from my grandmother and my mother. And they just sit at the table and to write down a lot of homework or a test. And look at this. This is the homework they need to do, and with a lot of dictionaries. And actually, I think that maybe you think it's a crazy thing to have extra class after school, but I think there are both advantages and disadvantages of this kind of cram school. For the advantages, I think can help us, the children, to use time in an efficient way and to expand their knowledge. And in the primary school, they also can make more friends and raise grades. And for the disadvantages, that maybe our parents give too much pressure to children and to occupy children's leisure time and to disrespect children's wish. And this is the end of my part. And now we have a little debate. Need you to discuss or need you to say something. We want to know that, do you think which part is more important to a child? Is the family education or the school education? Which one you think is more important to a child during the process of his or her growing up? So you can